Hey everyone, Namaste. This is Avinash Anand Singh. Welcome to another video. And this video, we are going to understand the power of human thought. You see, in a day, we have more than 60 to 70,000 thoughts. And so many thoughts that we get caught in this world of thoughts, right? But thoughts are very powerful. It is extremely powerful. And just to tell you how powerful thoughts are, think about it right now. For a second, look around you right now, wherever you are. Look at the building you are in right now, maybe the car, maybe using the mobile, wearing a shirt, having a fan, an AC. Look outside in the road, right? You may have a building, roads, right? Road lights. You may have a plane going in. If you look at all of these things which are created by human beings, they all started with a thought in the mind. These are all a thought which was present in somebody's mind, which translated into action and finally became this object. That's how powerful thought is. You cannot show me one thing in this earth which is built by human without being the thought first. Thought is the starting point of all reality. It is the starting point of the creation. And still, we hardly have any idea or any understanding, any thought process, or any kind of tools, techniques we actively use to work on this thought. So thought is the center point of your life. It's the starting point of all that you experience in life and all you're going to have in your life, right? If you just understand this fundamental concept, then think how powerful your thought becomes and how important it is for you to give some time to really master this area of your mind which creates thought, right? As the great teacher Lord Buddha said, as you think, so you become. Thinking is a great power we have, but we have not been trained or we have not been concerned much to use this in a proper manner. So, how does then we start working on this thought, and especially how do we leverage it in our life? Now, if you understand the principle of creation, that every creation is a thought first, then we understand all that we want in our life also needs to be created, right, in the space of thought first. And if we create those thoughts, eventually we are now freezing the future reality, influencing it in a way that we want to now create this particular thing in our life, right? So that 2-3 impacts of thoughts, and we'll talk about how do we understand this, how do we work on this, and how do we use this power for our benefit. Number one, first aspect is a lot of thoughts also becomes our challenges, also becomes our problem. And why so? The thoughts about the past, the things which has happened in the past, the bad experiences, the failures, the challenges, the judgment, the conclusion, right? The negative things we have done. All those past which we carry, we also carry in the domain of thoughts. These are nothing but thoughts of the past. And these thoughts, even though if it's a past thought, still has an impact of our life. We know that a thought instantly becomes a chemical. It makes us feel something. And it also influences your ability to act, to take action, to move ahead and to dream, right? Because moment you are trying to do something, a past thought, a past failure kind of nudges you from the background that, listen, you're trying to go and create a great career for you. Haven't you remembered that the last time you failed? And that thought becomes our own obstacle, becomes our own limitation, right? So the first step is you have to understand all the thoughts which we're carrying from the past. How do we let them go? And the importance of releasing them as well. Releasing the past, the negative thoughts, the conclusions, the judgments, the opinions, and the beliefs you are carrying from the past, right? Number one. So cleansing the mind is the first step. You have to release these past thoughts which you're holding inside you, number one. Number two, then you have to understand, okay, now about the future, the life I'm going to live right now. What is that life I want to create for myself? Most people, they go through life as if they have no control, as if they have no power. And nothing can be more farther from the truth than this point, right? Life is absolutely your creation. Now, what happens most of the time is the thoughts we have been holding from the past in our mind for a long period of time, as energy, they are influencing our reality. They are also influencing our decision making, our choices, right? So all the past we have thought till now, and we are holding in your mind till now, it influences the future. Now, the day one, when you start saying, okay, I want to create my life, but already you have thoughts which are set in motion, which is kind of impacting the future as well, right? So if this is happening, And then you say, okay, it seems I have no control over my life. You're missing the point. Because the very thing which you're experiencing right now, good or bad, is also your creation from the past. So now when you decide today that I'm going to now take control of my thoughts and my mind, I want to consciously create now the future I want to experience. That's when the game starts changing. And most people, they do not do this part. Some people will do a goal writing, an affirmation, a visualization, and that would have some impact, right? They'll start using the law of attraction. It will have some impact. But until you really understand the principle for it and start consciously doing this process, the game would not change for you. Right? So the second step then is once you have done the past, taken the past, and you say, okay, this past I'm holding inside my mind right now, the thoughts, the belief, I need to let go of it first. And in a minute I'll come to you, how do you let go of the past? The second step then is to sit back and consciously start creating. What are some of the powerful thoughts I can create for myself about my life? Right? And we'll talk about it right now, how do you do this as well, right? So these are two powerful steps, dropping the past and creating the future. If you can do these two things well, properly, deeply, strongly, you'll be surprised how powerful your mind and thoughts are to create the life you desire to live for yourself, right? So let's start understanding now, how do we work on these two areas? Number one, the past which you're holding and all these thoughts, one reason that it stays in our mind is because we are holding these thoughts, these past, which has an emotion linked to as well. There is a pain, there is a fear, there is anxiety, which kind of is a glue to make these thoughts stuck in your mind. So if you really want to release the thought, you also have to work on to release the emotion attached with the thoughts, right? So a couple of things you can do over here on this area. Number one, think about from the past and see, is there a negative emotion I have in my system about the past, about somebody, about some people? If it's yes, start forgiving those people. Start releasing that pain and anger. And once you release the emotion, a lot of past starts dissolving on its own, number one. And number two simple technique would be, take a piece of paper, sit down and write down all the negative thoughts from the past you're holding in your mind right now. And you can repeat this process multiple times. Because when you put the thoughts on a piece of paper and when you put it to fire, burn that paper, you are disintegrating that energy of the thoughts as well. And you would find after repeating this process multiple times that the impact has gone much less. That's number one step, how to release the past. Number two then, how do you create the future with the thoughts right now? So this is not a one-time process. You have to be continuously in the habit of practicing this tool. So what you can do is every day, first thing in the morning or when you practice meditation, sit back, take out some time and think of the areas of your life, right? Maybe your relationship, maybe your health, maybe your career, money, and ask yourself, if I can create anything in my future, what would I create? And give yourself the time to really think about what is that you want to create in your future, right? And in these areas of your life, relationship, health, money, work, fun, vacation, spirituality, right? Now, the key here is to become super clear. The moment you become super clear exactly what you want, that thought starts gaining more momentum. That thought starts becoming more powerful. So become super clear, and then second step is to write that thought down on a piece of paper. So for example, in my health, I want to create an amazing health for me, full of vitality, rejuvenation, regeneration, a lot of energy, a lot of wholeness. So moment you bring this thought about your physical health or your emotional mental health, now you are creating a thought form which has tremendous energy. So clarity and being specific are the key points which really makes the thought stronger. And the third step would be, take these thoughts which you have written about the future and either repeat it every day by saying it verbally or write it every day. If you do this part, you are making that thought out of billions of thoughts in your mind, millions of thoughts in your mind, you're making this thought as the strongest thought in that particular area of your life. And if you can do this process every single day for maybe a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, you would be astonished to see what results you can create for yourself, right? So that simple two-step, drop the past and take a pause and create the future. Because human thoughts are extremely powerful. These thoughts are the essence of reality, essence of creation. And if you start this process, guess what? You are in for a surprise. You'll see how powerfully you can influence your life events as well. And sometimes some thoughts may not become a reality as well, and it's absolutely all right. But if you put 10 thoughts in place, maybe 5, 6 may turn up in reality. Because we also have negative thoughts sometimes which cancels the positive thought, right? But the idea is to become super focused, super clear, right? Clean your mind and become super focused, super clear to focus on the reality of the future you want to create for yourself. So if you do this part, you would be astonished to see how things happens for you. So my request would be, why not experiment? Why not put it into action and see what gets created, right? So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do share with your people, with your network, and also do subscribe. We are putting some amazing insights every week, and leave us a comment if you like this video and what other topics you want us to create videos on. We'll be happy to see. We'll happy to do some of the things on that side. And I hope to see you in the next video and to hear your stories of some great manifestations and great change. Till then, take care, be iconic, and God bless.